Today I'll show you how we achieve this, and this by transforming this space to look like that.
Self-love tech tutorial.
What is up? My name is Filip, photographer, retoucher, director of photography and digital colorist from Warsaw. Today I'll show you what equipment I used and how we set up the light to create exact effect like this. First of all, we went to the location a few days before the photo shoot. And after a long trip from Warsaw to almost Warsaw, we took photos of the bathroom to plan all things needed for the project, such as set design, but also light and camera equipment. After taking photos by viewfinder app, I was able to decide what camera and lens I need, and my final pick was Sony A7R V with zoom lens, Sony G Master 12 to 24mm f2.8. But why exactly this lens? Why 2.8 zoom lens and why not, for example, 1.4 fixed focal length lens? Our main focus was the photo shoot, but later on we were also shooting a video version of the story, so I decided to have a little bit more darker lens, but to have an ability to choose specific focal length while shooting the video. But I must admit that we were preparing to the project in a very short time, and I was a little bit afraid if I chose the lens that is bright enough. But after a pre-light I was totally sure that I made a great decision. Not only was the footage lit properly, but we also have an ability to decide the angle of the final frame on the shooting day. But let's rewind.
Light setup!
I visualized the setup in my head, but I needed to show it to the other crew members, so I used AI to generate my vision, and after a bunch of pictures I finally got this one, the closest to the one in my head, and started to prepare the light equipment list, which you can find in the description below. We used Amaran 150C with a softbox from SmallRig, 4 ARRI Asteras, and of course candles, but they're only kind of practicals and their light is only visible in a few close-up shots. I know that I could treat them as a key light and make the whole visuals more dramatic and cinematic, but we decided with the director that we want to put a big emphasis to make it as much baby pink as possible to achieve more kind of commercial look than cinematic. Okay, let's set up the light with Kasper, who's my good friend and an awesome gaffer that I work with on the most of my projects. After we hung the pink fabric on a stand with a boom arm on it, we proceeded to set up a big boom stand. As the lamp and softbox are really light and we trust the equipment from CamCam rental, we decided to properly weigh the boom arm after we set up the Amaran 150C and softbox with a diffusion and grid on it. But remember, safety first, especially that we have lamps over our models' heads, and of course that we have a bathtub full of water and electricity plus water equals... To support our lamp I used this kind of belt strap thing and made sure that it's really tight. Then we put one sandbag on the opposite leg of the stand. I know that we should set up the boom stand with one of its legs being exactly under the arm to make it more stable, but unfortunately we couldn't as a wall behind was in our way.
Oh no!
We extended the arm of the boom to the desired position and hang a couple of sandbags as a counterweight on the other end of the arm. It's really crucial to weigh the whole setup properly, that the arm is slightly falling down towards the lamp end to make it a little bit tighten itself. Because if we weigh it to go upwards, it could untighten itself during the shoot and destroy our ceiling, in the best case of course. To secure it even more, we used a magic arm from the lamp side to make the whole arm more stable and keep it from falling down. In this position, the magic arm is the most efficient and will hold our setup. Then we made a few more position adjustments of the key light and I decided to cut out the light from the tables in the foreground of the final shot to make us focus more on the models. After this, we started to set up an ARRI Astera as a top back red light, which you can see in the final photos here, which we secured with a 1 sandbag as a counterweight, and of course, a gaffer tape. As you could see, in the meanwhile, we also put one Astera behind the bathtub as a magenta background light to embrace the hanging fabric. And as it was 2 in the morning and we had to start the photoshoot at 9, I decided to give up on the planning the final position of the side light Asteras, and as a preview we turned on the candle effect. But in the morning I did a little bit of testing and decided to make them baby pink static light, and I black wrapped the one on the right side to cut the light from the bathtub and the table. As we wanted to make this kind of static shot comic book effect, I also decided to link my laptop with the camera by tethering USB-C cable. And by doing this, I was able to take photos by touchpad of the laptop and didn't have any need to touch the camera during the static shot period of the photoshoot. And that's it! As you see, we had a lot of fun doing this project and we are all happy with the final version, which you can find on our Instagram profiles shown on the screen and listed in the description. Thanks for watching and see you next time!